Alhamdulillah, thumma salatu wa salam ala rasulillah wa ala ahlihi wa sahbihi ajma'in amma ba'd. Fassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, today we are going to be discussing about the sales combo. And what we intend with sales combo is building up and setting up sales systems for businesses. And we'll be looking out for businesses and we're going to be helping them out and providing sales solution with our sales system, and this sales system is going to help them make more money, and in return they would pay us and appreciate us. Now the psychology and concept behind this is that we should go in with the mindset of helping them, not with the mindset of selling them. So our goal is to help them grow. Our goal is to help them set up systems that would improve their sales. And once we're able to achieve this, once they're able to grow, once they are able to improve in their sales, they will find it very, very easy and they'll be willing to pay us. So that's the idea. So all throughout this process, I wouldn't want you to have the sales to be, or the sale to be, the thing you are going to be focusing on. What you should focus on is ensuring that you help them, sincerely ensuring that you help their business grow, sincerely ensuring that you prefer solutions to those problems that are stopping them from growing. And if you're able to do this, if you're able to go in through these mindsets, money would not be the problem. They will willingly pay you. So now that that is understood, so who are those we are going to be targeting? So we're going to be targeting businesses, and we're going to be checking for those businesses on Google. So we're using Google Map. I'm going to be showing you everything and how it's to be done. But just for you to have a brief understanding of the idea or the concept, is that we're going to be checking for businesses on Google, and those businesses we are going to be contacting them and analyzing their business for them and preferring solutions to improve their sales. And in return, they will appreciate us by paying us money. So now that that is understood, so what businesses are we going to be approaching? So there are two major categories. The first of them are local services, and the second category are businesses that run professional services. So when I mean look by local services are plumbers, electricians, welders, carpenters, roofers, and the like. So we're going to be getting a long list of that using ChatGPT. But just for you to have an understanding now, I just want you to follow me through the video. So after this video, we're going to still do a walkthrough, and in that walkthrough, I'm going to be showing you how to do all of this. So the same thing applies with professional services. We're talking about lawyers, accountants, architects, surveyors, civil engineers, doctors, real estate agents. So these are people we are going to be contacting. But one thing that is very essential for you to know and understand is that you only need to contact one business type at a time. So if you're contacting plumbers, just focus on plumbers and try to contact as much or as many plumbers that you can contact. So I'm going to be showing you how you're going to be reaching out to these plumbers and where you're going to be getting them from. So now, the target market we're going to be using are going to be two major ones. So the first major one will be your local country. If you're listening to us from maybe Ghana, for example, it's going to be Ghana you'll be targeting. If you're listening to us from Nigeria, then it's going to be Nigeria you're going to be targeting. And then you now expand to other African countries that are English speaking. So you start from your own country and you expand to other African countries. Then for the international world, you're going to be targeting also developed countries. So you can see that there are three categories. But for the first two, you have to do your local country first. Then you now start targeting other countries once you're done with your own local vicinity. So then simultaneously, while you're also targeting your local country, you'll be targeting developed countries like United States, like UK, and the likes. So those are the people we're going to be targeting. So before we go into choosing what would work best for you, because when we start, we're going to be starting with those two groups, as I've said, those two market groups, your country, in your case, which is in our case, we are from Nigeria, we'll be targeting Nigeria. A lot of our audience currently are from Nigeria, so we'll be targeting Nigeria and US, UK. So, but what I want you to understand is at a point in time, after going through this and doing what you need to do, you'll find yourself in a situation whereby you will need to double down and concentrate your efforts on what works best for you. So the end goal is the same. Whether you're working with people in the United States or UK, or you're working with people in Nigeria, or you're working with people in other countries of the world, other parts of the world, the goal is the same, and it's for us to make money. So I don't want you to be delusional that the fact that some people are paying maybe euros or some people are paying pounds would actually affect your judgment when you need to make this decision. So the end goal is making money. Big companies like Dangote is a billionaire in dollars. Is worth well over about $20 million, if not more, and all the money has made is from Nigeria and some African countries. So, and we have a lot of people that have, I, for example, have made thousands of dollars freelancing, but I'm still not as rich as Dangote, even though I earn in dollars. So what I'm just trying to say in essence is whether it's dollars or whether it's naira or whether it's pounds, the most important thing is the fact that you're making money. So, and I want you to understand that concept from the outset. So, it shouldn't affect your judgment whenever you need to maybe focus or double down at the end of the day. Because we're opening you to a lot of opportunities and we want you to try all of them out at the same time in the start. But as time goes on, you will start seeing that some are giving you more results than the other. And it will only be wise for you to choose that one that is giving you results. So don't let the fact that, so I'll not be making dollars again make you compromise when you need to maybe even focus of it on a Nigerian market. Do you understand? You can make money from a Nigerian market, you can make money from African markets, and you can make money from the United States and United Kingdom. All of them are all the same. They are just markets where you can make money from. So now that that is understood, then we're going to go to actually how do you now work on the market. So when we target markets, the we don't just target markets broadly. Rather, what we'll do is we'll actually niche down into the sub markets. So in your case, you are going to first choose the country you want to start working with. So if it's an international client, you can choose maybe United Kingdom, or you can choose United States. If it's for the international, and it's for local, you can choose maybe Nigeria. If you're a Ghanaian, you can choose Ghana. So depending on your country of residence, you choose the country that is appropriate for you. So when you choose the country you want to target, then the next thing is you're going to get the list of states in your country. So all you just need to do is go to ChatGPT. I'm going to show you all of this, inshallah. So you just go to ChatGPT and you ask it how many states are in so country. So in my case, for example, you can just ask how many states are in Nigeria. So ChatGPT will tell you maybe 36 states in Nigeria and all of that. Do you understand? And once it gives you the response, you now pick each of the states and you now say, okay, for how many towns are in. So maybe if the first state is Abia, or do you understand? So for each of those states, you just say how many towns are in that first state. That, do you understand? So for that first state that you've chosen, we are now going to, is going to give you a list of towns. So it is those towns we are now going to be using when we are searching for businesses. Because if you decide to say you want to use, because we're going to be using Google Map, if you decide to search for maybe let's say we chose plumbers, if you decide to search for plumbers in Nigeria, Google is only going to give you maybe 100. If you go again and say you want to search for plumbers in Lagos or plumbers in Abuja, it's still the same 100 it will give you. And when you niche down, maybe to maybe plumbers in, or best plumbers in Ikeja, which is a town in Lagos, or best plumbers in maybe Kubwa, a town in Abuja, it's still 100 to give you. So for us to be able to maximize our leads, what we want to do is we want to go as low as possible to the sub market. And that's why I'm explaining the idea of actually targeting the towns. So when we use that, we'll be able to have a long list of people we can contact and help their businesses grow. So now that this is understood, so our lead source, just as I've said, is going to be Google. So Google Map specifically, and we'll be going to google.com/maps, and then we'll search for maybe plumber, maybe London, if it's probably United Kingdom, or plumber Ikeja, or plumber Ibadan, or plumber Kuba, depending on the state we have chosen to work on, and then the towns in that state that we choose to work with. So now that that is understood, the next thing is understanding the outreach channels. So what outreach channels are we going to be using to communicate with these individuals and companies and businesses? So we're going to be using four major channels. The first of them is WhatsApp. The second of them is via phone call. The third of them is via social media platforms. And the fourth is via email. Now, for the first, which is WhatsApp, we're going to be using WhatsApp majorly for our local clients. That's, I mean, for us that are in Nigeria, fellow Nigerian clients, we're going to be using WhatsApp for them. We're also going to be using phone call for them too. So if you are targeting international clients and you want to use phone call and WhatsApp, then it means you need to get a number for that country via Skype. So, but if you're a beginner, because talking with people, the white, and it's not something that is very easy. Even talking with Nigerians is not something that is so easy, but it's highly rewarding. Something that gives results fast and makes you grow fast. So another way is via social media and via email. So for the social media platforms, so those ones will be the one that will be more appropriate for a lot of the international clients. Do you understand? So both email and social media platforms, you use them for international clients, while for phone you and WhatsApp you use them for both local and international clients. So clearly, so what I'm just trying to say basically is you use WhatsApp for both local and international clients. The phone call too, you can use it for international clients, but it's you have to know how to speak to international clients for you to be able to use it. So for email, we are going to be using email for international clients majorly, and social media platforms for international clients majorly. So now that that is understood and all of the things that have to do with the outreach channels is well understood, then the next thing is what solutions will we be preferring. You know, I said we said we are going to be setting up systems, sales systems for people, for businesses. So what solutions would be setting up? So the first of them is the reputation management, which has to do with having those you have worked with review your business. So when those you have worked with review your business, imagine you see a company that has over 100 people, happy customers, telling you that, oh, I've worked with this company. They actually, maybe a plumber, this plumber, they are very fast. They are very affordable, and they do a render good service. 100 different people, and you see another person that is only one review. He doesn't even have any review from anybody. Who will you want to work with? Definitely, you want to work with a company that has a lot of reviews. So that's the first thing we're going to do. We're going to set up reputation management, whereby anybody that comes in contact with their company would be rest assured that this is a company that is well established, and that company can actually deliver, because they have actually delivered the same similar services to people like me. So the second thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be setting up a system using ads for regular inflow of customers, such that every single day they will have like 10, 20 people inquiring about their business, saying that, okay, we want you to help us do this, help us do this, help us do this. So we're going to be setting up ads around that, whereby they will have consistent amount, controllable amount of customers inquiring about their business. Now, the third one we are going to be doing is we are going to also be setting up a system that would be able to bring in high quality customers, not just any kind of customer, but customers that are of high quality that would pay a lot for their services. So these are the solutions we are going to be providing to them. So each and all of these solutions, we are going to be using these systems. The first system we are going to be using is the Google My Business system. So, and we are going to be doing profile optimization. So Google My Business is where people will be giving reviews for the business, such that when they position themselves well on Google, whenever anybody search for maybe best plumber in maybe Ikorodu, or best plumber in Kubwa, or best plumber in Ikeja, they will be able to come up, and people will be able to meet them, to ask them to actually work with them. So the same thing applies with social media flyers. So we're going to be designing social media flyers for them, and these are going to be used for their social media posts to show people that, okay, these are what they are doing. And also when people search for them on social media, their posts will be able to come up as people that render that service. So the next one is also professional email setup. So most people use Gmail or Yahoo Mail. Do you understand, the general free emails? But as a business, for people to trust you, especially when you want to start doing business deals that runs into a lot of millions, one of the things that shows your reputation and makes people feel, okay, this person knows what he's doing and is actually a serious business person, is to have a professional email setup. So we are going to also be setting up this professional email, such that whenever they want to do any of their correspondences, they will be using this professional email, and it's also going to present them like a serious business that means business and know what they are doing. Thereafter, we're also going to be doing social media management. So, what we mean by social media management is that we're going to be doing content creation, we're going to be posting for them, we're going to be scheduling their posts, we're going to be engaging their customers, we're also going to be giving them analytics, and we're going to be doing reports. All of these things, we're going to explain everything, how we're going to achieve it for them, and how we're going to deliver all of these services. Inshallah, we're going to be explaining it to you. So, thereafter, we're also going to be making sales funnels for them. So, for sales funnel is more of a design. It looks like a website design, but the difference is that it is used to achieve a specific purpose. So in our case, whenever we run Facebook ads, we're actually going to run them, the ads, and those people that click on the ads to a specific page. Do you understand, where they'll fill the information, and that's all. But unlike our website, the website is like a place where we are going to see everything about us. But for a sales funnel, you don't need to tell them everything about you. All you need to do is to tell them what they need to know to take a specific action you want them to do. So that's the difference. So we're going to be designing landing pages and sales funnels for them. I will do design optimization for them too. The second one is websites, and I've mentioned this earlier. So we're going to be designing a website. So if they don't have a website, we're going to design a website for them. Just as I've said, the essence of a website is for them to establish themselves as an authority, to give them information about themselves. If, for example, you are part of Allow Dollars, you would observe that the ad you saw on Facebook, when you clicked on it, it took you to a page where you just have to fill a form. That is an example of a funnel. But if you go to allowdollars.ng, you see that that one is a website whereby we have our own, we have about us, we have things that have to do with courses and all of those other information about Allow Dollars generally, about all our programs, you will see it there. So that is the difference between a website and a funnel. A funnel is intended to perform a single task. Unlike a website is going to be used to give information about what we offer. Another thing we're going to be doing is the profile management, and this has to do with, after we've optimized your account and you're already having customers, we will need to also be asking those new customers to actually give you review. We will need to, for customers that give you a low review, there's a way we can do it so that those reviews that are very low would actually suppress them, and we'll be able to only have high reviews such that the brand looks like okay, you have a lot of what positive reviews. So all of those management, the customers, whenever they make inquiries, helping them manage the inquiries and all of that are all the things that have to do with the profile management with respect to Google. Also, maybe when you're on site, all those images showing that you're on site, if it's a plumber, or all those images showing you rendering the service you're rendering, maybe your restaurants too, images of your restaurants, people using restaurants, all of those things. So you'll be helping them post it regularly to ensure that it shows that okay, this business is actually still live. So all of these are part of what profile management entails. You, after even optimizing, you're going to help them to manage their profile to ensure that their Google sees that these people are actually still active, and that way they will continue to recommend them to people. Another thing we're going to be doing for them is we're going to be setting up Facebook and Instagram ads. So we'll run ads on their posts, and that would bring in new customers. Just the way we run ads to bring in people to our last similar things, we're going to be doing it for them. So, and the advantage of this is they can actually bring in new customers into their business predictably. Okay, if they say they want 10 new customers this today, they can actually get 10 new customers today. So that is the power of the advertisement. So, what is the offer? So, the offer we're going to be giving them for Nigerian clients, we're going to be the first offer is going to be involve us designing 5 social media flyers. Also, we're going to be doing GMB optimization, Google My Business optimization. We're also going to be setting up professional email. If you have been following us through, we have actually set up a professional email for ourselves. So, this setting up a professional email using Zoho is something that is very easy that you should be able to do for other people. Also, you're going to be writing blog posts for them. So if you've been following us up to now, you shouldn't have problem writing a blog post. So you'll be able to write a blog post for them. So you're going to write 3 SEO blog posts for them. You're going to also give them professional email, and you're also going to do GMB optimization and social media flyer for them. You can see that for this social media flyer, you only need Canva for it. For this GMB optimization, you only need to know how to do it, and I'm going to explain how you're going to do it for you. For this one, you only need Zoho, and you need to buy a domain for them too. So, and that will be covered once they make their payment, because the minimum they can make is 25,000 naira. So you can choose more than that. So it's not compulsory that it's 25,000 naira. So, and the SEO blog too is something to you can do. So all of this service delivery, the only thing that you might not be proficient with is this and this for now. So I'm going to explain how you're going to be able to achieve all of that. So then for foreign clients, so you charge them $50 or 50 euros, depending on where you're communicating to them, or £50. So depending on where you're actually communicating to them. So, but for Nigerian clients, you charge them around 25 or more, depending on what you are comfortable to charge. So, but it shouldn't be less than this amount you have set. So now the second offer, which is the second stage, involves you designing sales funnel or websites for them. You'll also be designing social media. You'll also be doing social media management, which means that you're going to be managing their social media. You'll be posting for them. You'll be managing their social media accounts. You'll be managing their engagement from customers and all of that. You're also going to be doing their Google My Business management. So what I mean by Google My Business management, just as I've said before, has to do with you actually helping them manage their Google My Business profile with respect to them get whenever they get messages, or asking their customers to actually leave a review and all of that. And you're also going to be helping them to manage Facebook and Instagram ads. So for this second offer, you are going to have a one-time fee, which is the initial fee of 100,000 naira. And subsequently, it's going to be 50,000 naira per month. Now, these prices, as I've said, they are not sacrosanct. It's not compulsory that it's this amount. You can choose to make it higher, but don't make it lower than this amount. This is the minimum you can charge. So also for foreign clients, you'll be charging them $300 or 300 pounds. You understand? And it's going to be a one-time fee. Then subsequently, you charge $100 per month. So this is the offer that we have. So I'm going to be explaining how we're going to be pitching them and all of that. So don't worry. So, but I just want you to understand what this is all about. So the last aspect is the aspect that has to do with pitching. And for pitching, just as we've said, copywriting is what matters in this pitching. And just as we've said in the copywriting video, copywriting is all about making people take decisions based on emotions. So triggering emotions to make people take decisions. So, and that's what we want to do. So we're going to be using our copywriting skills while pitching now to ensure that people take those decisions we want them to make. So for the framework for this, the first one is the outreach. So I said we're going to be going to Google Maps, which is to go and look for companies. So we're going to be checking those companies, and we'll be looking for what they can actually improve on based on their profile. We're also going to be checking for their website, whether they have a website or not, or whether they even have a website, but the website is not working. You check their social media. Do they have social media presence? If they don't have social media presence, you take note of that. If they have, what's it like? Is it active? You get their company name, get their company address. All of this, you are going to see them on Google profile, and you're also going to check for what is it they sell. Do you understand? Whether maybe someone that offers plumbing service, but he also sells plumbing materials. So you should be able to know all of this. So these are the things you actually have to know initially when you are doing your outreach. So when you know all of this, then When you now want to start pitching them, so you will need a very strong icebreaker. So we are going to provide you with different icebreakers. So, but you would need a strong icebreaker. You choose the one that is most appropriate. Then you're also going to need to state the results to them. The idea is not to tell them what you want to do. No, the idea is to tell them the results. Do you understand? Don't tell them that I'm going to do Google My Business for you. Mm-mm. I'm going to optimize your Google My Business. No, don't tell them. Tell them that you're going to what? What's the result of doing optimizing your Google My Business? Is that they'll get more inflow of customers. That's what you should tell them. Those results. So what you should pitch to them is what? Increase in sales. Those results that they want to hear. Don't pitch what you would do. They're not interested in what you would do to them. They're interested in the results. Do you understand? So, and you must, just as we said before, you must provide value, upfront value. You must be willing to do a lot of value, and those value are things that are valuable to them. So you don't need to be boring. You don't need to give unnecessary step-by-step explanation. What you need to do is just provide value upfront. Provide them with a lot of information that's going to be insightful about their business. All of these are things that we have made a framework for, and we're going to be showing you how to do it. But it's very essential you understand the idea behind the framework, so that when I start practicalizing it and you see it, you'll be able to understand where we are coming from. And if there's need for you to make one or two adjustments in one or two places, you'll be able to adjust accordingly. So the next thing is to keep all messages very short. A message that will require them to read for more than 3 to 10 seconds is not ideal. So your messages should always be very, very short. Do you understand that? So that by the time they're looking at it, they've already read almost half of it. So also, your messages must always end with questions. When you end your messages with question, it makes them obliged to want to answer you. But you don't leave it open-ended so that you don't ask a question. Do you understand? You must always ask a question. So also, another thing that's essential is that you shouldn't be desperate to sell. The idea is not to sell. The idea is to help. So what you're interested in is helping them, being there enough, caring enough to want to help their business grow. And if you help their business grow, they would appreciate you by paying you. So the goal is to help their business grow. Do you understand? Is not to sell. So don't be desperate to sell. The idea is to help their business grow, and you should have that at the back of your mind. And it's going to go a long way when you are responding to their objections. It's going to go a long way when you are responding to the problems that they are having. So when you respond to the problems that they are having, like you are genuinely interested in finding a solution to their problems, they would see it. And if you are just responding to the problem like, just come and pay me, they would know. Do you understand? So you need to have this at the back of your mind, that it's not compulsory you make a sale. What is compulsory is that you help them. If you help them, they would appreciate it. And when they appreciate it, that means money for you. Do you understand? And also be very professional. You don't need to be using sir or ma all the time. Maybe when you introduce yourself, you can use sir, ma initially, but subsequently just be professional when interacting with them. And you must interact with confidence, like you know what you are saying, because these are from the things that would actually show whether you know what you are saying or you don't know what you are saying. So you must be confident in your speech. You must speak in a high tone that shows that okay, you know what you are saying and you understand what you are saying clearly. So and that's why it's very essential you understand where this framework is coming from. Now, if you are talking to those in the international world, you don't need to use Sa or Ma at all. Rather, what you should use is their name. Do you understand? Instead of Sa or Ma, just use their name straight up. Do you understand? So if you're using Salma, it's just even off it. Don't use it. Just use their name straight away. But if you're talking to Nigerians, we Nigerians are people that are very conscious of respect. So you should use Salma on the initial when you're first interacting with them. Subsequently, you can always just interact with them. So I'm now going to take you through the walkthrough, inshallah, of how we are going to do it from A to Z. And I'm going to show you all the framework in practice. Now, we are going to be using 3 documents. So each of those documents, you can find the link in the description of this video, and you can also find it in the first comment. I'm going to put the link in the first comment, and I'm going to pin it so that anytime you can always see it. And also I'm going to add it to the challenge resource document. So any of these channels are the ways you can actually access all these 3 documents. So the 3 documents we're going to be working with are first the sales combo document. So this sales combo document is the document that actually has the core framework. So we are also going to be doing a demo call presentation template link. So I'm going to be showing you how that works. So that demo call is going to be the presentation you're going to show the presentation you're going to make to the person you're calling. So there's a template for it, so I'm going to show it to you. Then the last one is objection handling. So the last document explains how you're going to handle objections, because when you pitch and when you try to solve their problems, they will have reasons to be hesitant. So you need to understand what those reasons are. And this is where you show that you actually really, really care about their business. If you really care about their business, you prefer solutions to those problems that they are hesitant about, and you'll be able to make a sale. So it's not just about making a sale, as I've said, it's about helping them. And you must go in with this mindset. So inshallah, I'm going to be going to each of these documents, and I'm going to be showing you how it's going to be used. So the first link is this sales combo framework doc. So this link is the link to the challenge resources. So the link to the challenge resources is going to be attached to the description of this video. Likewise, all the other links that I mentioned, the sales combo framework, the demo call presentation template link, and also the objection handling document, all of these links will be attached. And I'll pin all of these three also to this video. That's is going to be the first comment under this video, and I'll pin it. So now that that is understood, so I'm going to be going to the very first one, which is this sales combo framework. So I'll just copy it and I'll come to a new tab and I'll paste it. So if you want to have a copy of this document, what you need to do is just click on file and make a copy. You don't need to request edit access. You don't need that. All you need to do is just come to file, make a copy. Once you make a copy, it will ask you to rename it. So you can name it whatever you like. You can just say my copy sales combo, maybe something like that, or you can put your name in front, however you like to save it, and you make a copy. So once you make a copy of it, you will be able to adjust the document as necessary. Look at, so if I want to adjust anything, I can adjust it and edit it as I like. So this is how to actually access it. So, and if you want to share it with anybody, you can come here to share it. But this is my own personal document now because I've already made a copy of it. So for the sales combo, just as I've said, our lead source is going to be Google Maps. And for us to access Google Maps, we just need to go to www.google.com/maps. So I'll just copy this and I'll open a new tab and I'll go there and I'll search for it. So this is how Google Maps looks like. You can see it. So it's going to show you the map, and this is where you can actually search. So this is where we are going to be searching for those businesses we want to work with. And I'm going to search for maybe plumber, Oregon. So you can see, we keep on scrolling, you see a lot of them. It will just keep on loading. You can see. Okay, so it said that's reached the end of the list. So once you get to the bottom of your list, you now start picking it from the bottom up. So you can see a lot of people here. This Wally G water service, you can see them. You can see that a lot of them don't even have any rating. You can see they are not having rating. This one just two. So these are the people that you can see. Even when I checked it from the very beginning, I realized that a lot of them, I don't even think any of them has, okay, this person has 56. You can see he has 56, 45. But a lot of them actually don't even have, this one has 26. You see? But most of them, you see that they don't have what? They don't have good rating like that. Just one. So you can see. So all of these people, this person has 45. All of these people that don't have good rating, that don't have a lot of ratings, do you understand? There are people you can actually talk to. There are people that you can reach out to. That's what we're saying. Do you understand? Their number is there. So you can reach out to them on WhatsApp and you can establish communication with them. So whoever it is you want to start work with, all you just need to do is just click on the person's profile and you're going to see the person's profile. So we said we mentioned that you're going to check some things. So if you look at it now, this person does not have a website. You can see no website. He only has one review. So you can see that his profile is not optimized. So these are people we can help. Do you understand? So we're going to help them set up their business to look very professional. So that anybody that sees their profile on Google will want to work with them. So this is what we want to do. Do you understand? So let's go back to it. So that's how you're going to be searching. So you can see that this is for one town. You do the same for another town. You do the same for another town. So, but basically, you want to exhaust one location, and I told you are going to pick a niche at a time. So you want to exhaust one location. After you exhaust that location, you go to another location. 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 So that's how we're going to be doing this. So the second thing is that you're going to be needing a record sheet. So this record sheet, you're going to make a copy of it. So let's just copy it, and let's open a new tab. So this record sheet is where you're going to be recording the information of those people that you're contacting on a daily basis. So what you want to do is you're just going to input the serial number, the contact person, the name, their business name. So let me check here. This Shola. So you can see this business name is Shola Plumbing Works. So you input it, Shola Plumbing Works, the address. If you come here again, you see the address. You can see his address, Makinde Street. So you input the address, their phone number. If you come here too, you see their phone number there too. Let me see. It doesn't have a Does he have a phone number here? I don't think he has a phone number. This one doesn't have a phone number. You can see. You can imagine. So he doesn't even have a phone number. He doesn't. But you can see something like this one. This one has a phone number. You can see he has a phone number. You can see. So you have the phone number. So it's the phone number you're going to use to contact him on WhatsApp. So do you understand? So the next one is their website. If they have a website, you check. This person does not have a website too. You can see does not have a website. The next thing is Facebook, Instagram. So for the Facebook, Instagram, and other online presence, do you understand? You would need to come here. Well, for example, now this is Isaac Plumbing. Just search for him. Isaac Plumbing. So you can see this is him. You can see he has Facebook. You can see he has Instagram. You can see. You can see he has X. You can see. So those are their social media presence. So you check it if they have it. If they have it, you just copy this link and you paste it on your sheet. You copy, see that X is not going. Maybe it doesn't even exist, but you can still copy it. The same thing with their X here too. You do the same thing. You copy it. So basically, what you want to do is you just want to copy. Let's see. You can see that the last time he posted here is 2021. That's over 3 years ago. You can see. So it means that he has not been actively actually posting. So what you want to do is you want to help him revitalize his Facebook page so that he can even start getting customers. The same thing with his other channels. So I'm not signed in here. So but basically you get the idea of what we're saying. So you just copy the links and you put it there and I'm going to explain how you're going to be. So this is how his profile looks on Google. You can see. You can see he only has one review. This is his phone number. He does not have a website. So you can see. This is the only review he has. So basically, you are going to check all their online presence and you're going to input it here. So you do the same thing for the first person, second person, third person, and you now start reaching out to them. So for their outreach status, you want to know the status of whether you've actually contacted them, whether you've not contacted them. Do you understand? And the success status with respect to whether they ended up being a paying client or not. So those are the things you want to do. So this is how we are going to be doing it. So let me go back to the document we're using. So the next question is who are those that we're going to be reaching out to? So there are four categories of people we are going to be reaching out to. The first category are artisans, just like I mentioned, like plumbers, electricians, and the likes. The second category are people that own stores and shops. So we're going to be reaching out to them, people that own restaurants, people that own mobile phone stores, people that sell construction materials, all of those things. We're going to be reaching out to them. The third category of people are people that offer professional services, those accountants, doctors, lawyers, dentists, and the like. So we're going to be reaching out to them. And the fourth categories are companies. So companies that are like travel companies, IT solution company, construction companies, and the likes. So how do we now get the list of those we are going to be reaching out to? We are going to be using this prompt. So this is the prompt we are going to be using on ChatGPT. So for artisans, if you copy this, I will go to ChatGPT and you just paste it. So the prompt states that list 50 local service providers. So and I said plumbers, electricians, and etc. in Nigeria. Just list with commas in between. So that's the prompt. So we give it to list it. So you can see it has listed 50 people for us: plumbers, electrician, carpenter, painter, mason, tiler, welder, mechanic, AC technician, gardener, cleaner, pest control, CCTV installer, internet technician. So you can see a lot of technicians, a lot of people you can reach out to. So all of these people you can reach out to, roofing contractor, all these aluminium fabricator, you can see furniture maker. All of these people are people you can actually reach out to. And when you reach out to them and you search based on what location, you will be able to get a lot of people that you can reach out to. These people need your help. They need you to help them set up their business so that they will make sales. So, and that's what you're going to do. You're going to go there and help them make more money with their business. And when they make more money with their business, they'll be happy and they'll gladly give you money in return, appreciating you for your efforts. So this is it. And the beautiful thing about this thing is it's not a one-time thing. It is something that requires you to continuously render the service for them. The fact that you help them improve their business this month doesn't mean that they won't want you to continually help them do those things you do to keep their business afloat. So it means that month in, month out, they will be willing to pay you money to continually help their business make more money, get more customers. So this is an example for that of the local service providers. So the same thing applies to this one too. So for shops, so if you come here and you ask you to list it, the same thing will happen. So all you need is just to pick one of them. You don't need all of them. You just need one of them. And for that one, you now start picking different locations. You start from states. From after states, you now pick what LGAs if it's Nigeria, and after LGAs, you're now going to pick towns in each LGA. So that's basically it. So you can see mobile phone store, construction materials store, supermarket, pharmacy, bookstore, fashion boutique, do you understand? Look at a lot of them. Do you understand? Jewelry store, stationery store, hardware store, auto parts store, gas station. Do you understand? This is liquor store. Don't go and advertise for liquor store. That is alcohol. So it is haram. So ChatGPT doesn't know that. So basically, what we are just trying to say is, don't say because ChatGPT gave you, then you want to go and start advertising for liquor store. So basically, what we're just trying to say is, just this gives you an idea of different people you can render services for. So you too, all you just need to do is pick a niche. Do you understand? And start working with them. So you pick a niche and you start working from different locations. For Lagos alone, before you exhaust Lagos alone, you would have made a lot of money. Before you exhaust Port Harcourt, you would have made a lot of money. Before you exhaust, so each of those states, exhausting each of them would require you to go through a lot of businesses. So, and there are a lot of opportunities for every one of us. So the same thing applies to the third one, which is professional services. If we do the same thing and we copy it and we paste it here, the same thing. So you can see architects, pharmacists, surveyors, with you understand, optometrists, psychologists, psychotherapists, radiologists, chartered accountants. So different services. So, but whatever service you choose, is best you just stick to it, because if you stick to just one service, your service delivery is going to be the same. Your pitching will be the same, because if you are working with maybe plumbers alone, it means that it is going to be, you are going to easily gather a lot of portfolios for plumbers, and you'll be able to pitch more plumbers, and you'll be able to understand the industry better and faster, and you'll be able to get more results faster with it, and you are just going to be repeating the same thing you are doing. So let's do it for the fourth one too, which has to do with companies. So you can see travel companies, IT companies, construction companies, real estate company, finance company, telecom company, insurance company, healthcare company. Look at this. All of them. Do you understand? All of them. You can see a lot of companies, a lot of companies. Do you understand? So automotive company, food and beverage company. All of these companies are companies that actually continuously need inflow of clients. So for companies, the people you should target are, because it's a company, you should target CEOs of those companies. You target the CEOs of those companies and the marketing department if you are going to be targeting companies. Do you understand? So now that all of this is understood, let's go back to our sheet. So just as I've explained, we are going to first ask for list of states. Do you understand? Just as I've said. However, the list of states is going to be in order of, this is the prompt for it. It's going to be in order of popularity. Do you understand? Because the more populous the location, the more likely we are likely to make money from them. So you can see the first is Lagos, the next is Abuja, the next is Kano, the next is Kaduna, the next is River. So these are the hierarchy of states you are going to want to work with in that order. Do you understand? So for Lagos now, we are not going to pick. So let's look at the prompt now. So now here we have 50 towns in Lagos. Do you understand? List 50 towns in Lagos in order of popularity. So you could do the same thing here. So you can see. So it has given us Ikeja. Do you understand? You can see. So each of these locations are locations you can now what go out to: Ikeja, Victoria Island, Lekki, Surulere, Yaba, Alimosho, Ikorodu, Apapa, Agege, Maryland, Lagos Island, Lagos Mainland, Aja. So all of these locations are locations in Lagos that you can actually do the same. So for example, if you wanted to ask it for maybe, let me copy another town, maybe for Abuja, it's going to be the same thing. Let me see, Abuja. So it's going to list those towns for us too. You can say Garki, Asokoro, Wuse, Maitama, Central Area, Jabi, Utako, Wangalada, Karu, Nyanya, Apo, and all of that Kubwa. So all of these are the areas that you would want to what annex. So each of these locations, Garki, for example, if those you are targeting are plumbers, so just a plumber Garki, you would see a lot of them. Let me show you now. So we've done something similar to this. So let me just show you. So if it's plumber Garki, so you can see this person has 14, 3. You can see this one does not have review. This one has 11, 1. You can see that a lot of them are not even optimized, even those that are ranking. Imagine you now go down, down, down to the list of the list. You see that a lot of them are what you can see. So there are a lot of, these are companies that you can help. These are people that you can help to make more money. So this, he said it has reached the end. So each of these people are people you can go and reach out to. They need your help. Help them. Do you understand? Help them move their business forward. So this is what we are saying. So now that we understand that, the next thing we said was about icebreakers. Now, for icebreaker, we mentioned that your icebreaker, the goal of the icebreaker is just to make them reply. There's no other goal. The goal of your icebreaker is to get a response from them. Fact, that's all. So whenever you want to send this icebreaker, the idea is to make them respond to you. So we have 5 versions of this icebreaker. The first version is that you search for their company name on Google and screenshot their GMB profile. Then you send it to them on WhatsApp or email and say, is this so and so business? So when they reply, then you send them your first pitch. So an example is this company. Let's just pick one of these companies. Let's click on it. So this is DSP Enter Nigeria Limited. So you just click on it, you come to Google and you search for it. So when you search for it, is this thing on the right is their profile. You can see. So what you want to do is you want to take a screenshot of their GMB profile. So you just screenshot it up to this place where you have add missing information. So you just screenshot it like this from here to here. You screenshot it. Do you understand? And when you screenshot it, you now go and message them. You then ask them, you send the screenshot to them and you tell them that what is this so and so business. So in this case, you just say, is this DSP Enter Nigeria Limited? You just ask them. Do you understand? So let's continue. So depending whenever they just respond, then you give them your pitch. We are still going to be going to the pitch, but this is the first icebreaker. So the second icebreaker that you can use one of them at a time. Do you understand? You can say, okay, for this week I want to use the version 1 icebreaker. Maybe next week I want to use version 2 icebreaker. Next week, do you understand? And you check for the one that gives you the best result. If maybe version 1, when you use it, it allows maybe out of 30 people you sent out to, it only allows maybe 20 people to respond. And maybe version 2 gives a response of 10. It means that version 1 is what you should stick to. So you should note all of those things so that you'll be able to use what works for you best. So this is the second icebreaker. So you don't need to use everything at the same time. So the version 2 is this. You send a message to them and ask something about their service. Do you understand? So, but the question you have to ask is something that is intelligent and a question that any genuine client will want to ask. For example, now, let's say you are interested in plumbing service. You can ask that, do you sell plumbing service or do you render plumbing service alone, or do you also sell plumbing materials? Do you understand? That's something like that. So this is an example of something that has to do with their service. Do you understand? You just need to imagine yourself being in the shoe of someone that is looking to inquire for their service, someone that is looking to employ them for their service. So what would be the likely questions you would ask? Do you understand? Do you service areas around, maybe it's Garki, do you service areas in Garki alone, or do you also service areas around Kubwa? Do you understand? So you ask intelligent questions about their service. Do you understand? So once you ask that question, and the question you want to ask is a question that is either a yes or no, that will require them to just say yes or no. It shouldn't be a question that will require them to be thinking to give you a response. No, it should be a question that the likely response will either be yes or no. So that's the kind of question you want to ask them. So this is an example. ABC plumbing service. Do you sell materials too, or you just fix faults? Do you understand? So when they respond, yes, we fix faults. No, we don't sell materials. You now say, well, then you now add your pitch to it. Do you understand? So this is the second icebreaker. So for the third one is that you have to go through their social media page and see if there's any recent wins or any recent achievement that they've made. And for that, it means that they are meant to be active on social media. So if they're not active on social media, you won't be able to use this third icebreaker. But if they're active on social media and they have a recent win, then you should congratulate them. Congratulations. Maybe they won an award for the best plumbing service in Abuja, for example. You can congratulate them. Congratulations on you winning the best plumbing service in Abuja for the month of maybe August, for example. Do you understand? So when they reply to that, then you now send your pitch. So the fourth one is for you to just ask, is this so? So for example, in our case, let's say this is DSP Enter Nigeria Limited. So you can just ask, is this DSP Enter Nigeria Limited? You just ask. And if they say yes, then you now send your pitch to them. And the fifth icebreaker, you can see that the idea behind the icebreaker is to ensure or to prompt them to respond, because that's the first thing. Once they're able to respond to us, then the next thing is usually easy. Do you understand? So the last one is just for you to say, are you open to take on new clients or projects at the moment? Just tell them straight up. And if they respond, they say, okay, maybe yes. If they say no, do you understand? And when they respond, you just send their pitch. If they say no, there's no point pushing forward. And if they say yes, then you can actually send your pitch. So what's the pitch? So these are the pitches. So for the pitch, now we have pitch for through different doors. So we have a number of doors. And what I mean by doors is through the different services we'll be rendering. or the different services that we want to um, push forward first. That's the ideal thing. Because for all of them, the services, no matter the door with which we are entering through, no matter the service we are trying to present, all of them from start to finish, we are going to be rendering the same service to them. So all of the service package, the offer package has all of these things in them. So whether it's through the first door, which is the GMB door, or through the second door, which is the SMM door, or through the third door, which is the website door, all of them will still have to deal with the same offer. The same thing is what you are doing, whether it's through the website door, or through the SMM door, or through the GMB door. So what's the meaning of GMB? GMB means Google My Business. So that Google My Business that we've been saying. So the shortcut is the short form is GMB. The same thing with SMM, social media management. So if it's going to be through the social media management door too, it's still the same thing. Do you understand? So it is all the same, whether it's through the GMB or through the SMM or through even the website design door. All you are doing is offering the same package at the end of the day. The way with which you approach it is just what is different, but you are going to be landing at the very same point. So now that we understand that, we're now going to go to the very first framework. So for the first framework through the GMB door, do you understand? Is for the framework, I should mention this. There are two frameworks. There's a framework for if you want to just be sending message and you don't want to talk to them. And there's the second framework that has to do with you actually calling them and talking to them on phone via WhatsApp and making a presentation. So for the first framework, which has to do with you sending messages to them, this is it, version 1. While the second framework, which has to do with you making a call with them and actually engaging them, is this version 2. Now, let me be honest with you. This version 2, this one that has to do with calling them, is going to give you better results faster. From experience, that's what it is. Both from local marketers and international marketers, they always encourage for you to call your customer. It's going to give you more experience. You're going to learn more about sales in a short period, and you're going to be able to get faster results. In fact, many of those our mentors that we've learned sales from always still encourage us that even though we start making money and we can actually delegate roles to people, we shouldn't delegate the role of making those sales calls with our clients, because we would always still continually learn from that process. So what I'm just trying to say is that it's good you actually try out this. In fact, it's usually the best. But the honest truth is it's very, very rigorous. It is sometimes hurting because you will call some people and they might not be respectful. You will call some people and they might hang up. You will call some people and they might talk rudely. So it is part of the game. You have to get used to it. But it is very, very, very rewarding. If you're able to go into it, you are likely to even start getting results even from the very first day. So it is very essential that we know the difference. As for the first version, it just has to do with you sending messages. And that's why you can see we have first speech, second message, third message, fourth message, and fifth message. Unlike the framework, it has another different part to it. It has first speech, intro call, and demo call. So I'm going to be explaining each of them to you very soon. So for the first framework, which is the framework version 1, that has to do with the GMB door that's going in through the Google My Business route door, that has to do with messaging. For this one, all you just need to do is just be sending them messages on WhatsApp. So the first speech, you will first use your icebreaker. So when you use your icebreaker and they've responded, do you understand? Then you're not going to send this message. You can say so you enter your name. In this case, it's going to be Ibrahim. So you have to edit it. So instead of enter your name, it's going to be your actual name that you enter, Ibrahim in this case. We've been researching their niche. In this case, maybe plumbers in the location. In this location, we checked out, what was it? I think it was Garki. So plumbers in Garki. Let me be sure. You see, it's Garki. So we were researching plumbers in Garki, and we came across your profile on Google. Truly, we are impressed by your services. However, we noticed there is room to enhance your online presence to attract more new customers instead of relying on word of mouth and reference alone. A lot of people are searching plumbers in Garki, but Google is recommending other companies instead of your own because it's not well optimized. Can I send more details on how to improve this? So this is going to be your first speech. So bear in mind that the only things we are changing are: 1, this is your name, the niche. So whenever you just see this curly bracket, it means that you should change it with what is appropriate. So it's here too. So change it to what is appropriate. Do we understand? So the very next thing is that you can see that we are ending it with a question, just as we said. Can I send more information or more details on how to improve this? So if he responds, if he says yes, then you now say awesome. The major elements of your Google My Business that are missing are: 1. So you would have to check it. In this case, for DSP, if you come here, they don't have any reviews. So let me bring this close to it so that you can see. First, Absence of good amount of reviews is very correct for them. No detailed description of what you offer and how you are better than others. Do they have any description? No, they don't have any description. So that is valid too. Absence of professional business email. Do they have any email? There's no email. You can see. So they don't even have a professional email. Do you understand? So bear in mind that this one is not even worth the time because they don't even have a phone number. Except if you can actually search them on other platforms and see their phone number, there won't be any way for you to actually even contact them in the first place. Do you understand? So the next one is absence of professional business email. They don't have email, and they don't talk less of a professional. No good enough images of your sites and activities. They only have one image of their outside. That's all. They don't have image of their sites, the activities they perform. If it's a plumbing service, what are the projects you've worked on? Where are the images of the projects you've worked on? You on site? Where are the images of you working on site? So we don't have that. Pure social media presence. So if you check and their social media, for example, this person now, this Isaac that we checked, you can see that last time he was online with on this page was 2021. Do you understand? So his social media presence is poor. Let's analyze this Isaac too again. Let's see. Okay, this is it. So for Isaac, does he have a website? He does not have a website. Do you understand? Let me come back here. Let's analyze it with Isaac again. So absent of good amount of reviews, let's see. Does he have reviews? He doesn't have it. He doesn't have. He only has one review. So absent of good amount of reviews is correct. No detailed description of what he's offering and why it's better than others. Do they have any detailed description? Isaac, we do good plumbing work and supplying all plumbing materials and service. Okay, he actually has a detailed description. So for Isaac, we won't put this one. Do you understand? But he doesn't have how he does better than others. Do you understand? And if you can actually even give him a better description, which is a detailed description, you can even still leave this because this description is actually quite brief. So we can actually come up with a better description. If we go to ChatGPT, we can actually craft a better description for him that is more detailed. So absence of professional business email to contact him. Let's check. Does he have an email here? He only has phone number, no website, no email. So absent of professional email, does not have a professional email. No enough images. Let's check. Does he have any images? Let's see. No images. Do you understand? So in this case, it's not going to be no enough images of your activities on your site's activities. Rather, it's no images. The enough won't even be there. No images of your on-site activities. Poor social media presence. Yes, he has poor social media presence because the last time he actually posted on Facebook is actually 2021. You can see. So this business needs your help. So these are the things I noticed. Do you understand? These I feel from the reasons Google does not trust your business and they are not recommending you enough to people searching for plumbers in Gaki. Can I ask a few questions? So you can see that the second message you are sending again ends with what? A question. So thereafter, we're going to ask the third question. Now, for this third question, you're going to ask these questions one after the other. Do you understand? You're going to ask this question what? One after the other. The first question will be, what is your major source of clients? So you ask, you will answer. Maybe if he doesn't answer on time, you ask, is it only through word of mouth? Do you understand? Because most people is through word of mouth. If he says yes, you now ask, you now go on to the next one. On the average, how many projects do you get monthly? So you ask again. It doesn't, you can, if he's taking time to answer, you can tell him it doesn't have to be exact. I just need a range. Is it 1 to 5 or 5 to 10 or something? Do you understand? So, and the last one is, what is the maximum projects you can handle per month? That if you could, can you handle up to 20? Or do you understand? So if you see that it's taking time for them to respond, you can actually just ask a question that gives them an idea of what you intend to get from them. So once you have that, the next question is now going to be this next set of messages. So you now send them this, which is the fourth message. The only way every business can stabilize is to take charge and be in control of its customer acquisition instead of relying on word of mouth and referrals. We can help you get a regular inflow of new customers every single month. Not just regular customers, very high quality ones. The rich individuals and companies who are willing to pay really high for quality services. Is this something you are interested in? You can see the next set of message. So the fifth message is now this one. And this fifth message, you are not going to ask, you can see this arrow, so you're going to ask one at a time too. You can see this arrow is just one. So you're going to say, I will optimize your Google My Business profile optimization. This will enable Google to trust you and recommend your business for people's searching for plumbers. You can see that this curly bracket is here too. So this curly bracket means you are going to change it. Searching for plumbers in the location Garki. Do you understand? You send this one as one message. You send this one. You don't need to wait for him to respond, but you have to, don't send it together. Send this one as one message. Then after a while, send this one as another message and send this one too as another message. So it's going to be 3 different messages. Do you understand? This one is one message. This one is another message. And this one is another message. Do you understand? So you're also going to tell them that I will create your business email to look professional and command respect in the face of big companies and rich individuals who will be willing to give you projects. So this is the second one. The third one is I will design 5 social media flyers to be posted on your social media accounts. So you send him this. You now tell him that for all these we charge 25,000 naira to 100,000 one time payment. Then you wait. Do you understand? You now send this PS. The pricing includes all costs, no additional payments, no extra fees, including 1 year domain cost. So you wait. So this 25,000 naira, do you understand, is the minimum, as we've said before. So you are the one to choose what price you feel is okay for you. Do you understand? But it shouldn't be less than 25. And if you are talking to international clients, it's going to be from $50 to $300. So in your case, it's going to be between 25 and 100,000 one-time payment. So when you send this message to them, you hold on and you wait for them to talk. And the beautiful thing about using WhatsApp is that whenever they read the message, in as much as they don't turn off read the receipt, you actually be able to know that they've read the message. Do you understand? So this is the stage one. This is stage one. So if you have concluded the stage one, that's if they pay you the money and you have actually given them the results and they're happy, you've given them all the deliverables, you can actually then pitch them with stage two. Some people can tell you that is that all, or you can do more. You can actually pitch them even more. You now pitch them this stage two. So you don't need to bother yourself about anything. Just paste this one, this stage two to them, stage two promotion. So if they ask you that is that all you offer, you can tell them that stage two, which has to do with promotion for 1 month, that you design and redesign their website if needed. This will assist them in building authority and position. So you also set up sales funnel to generate leads of potential customers. I've explained the difference between a sales funnel and a website in the past. So you also manage all their social media accounts for optimal performance. You will manage their Google My Business to generate more reviews from past and present customers. And you will set up targeted Facebook and Instagram ads to which is sponsored posts to reach a new set of people. Do you understand? So you now give him the price for the second. For all these, we charge between 100,000 and 300,000 naira one-time payment. So if it's for international clients, it's going to be this. Do you understand? So you will now send this PS. You send this PS and you send this PSS. So if it's international clients, you send this PS and you send this PSS. So for the PS, you just tell them that the pricing includes all costs, no additional payments, no cost, no extra or hidden fees, including 1 month's ad costs, 1 year website and funnel hosting. Do you understand? So the same here, PSS, I charge between 50 and 100,000 per month for ongoing support and management of your online assets. So every other month, if he wants you to continue doing it, you are going to be charging him between 50,000 naira and 100,000 naira for this. Do you understand? So this is what you are going to send to him. So you wait for him to respond. So many times if they're interested, they will tell you that, okay, how do we proceed? And you will send your account details to them. You also send invoice to them, and then you can always proceed. So that's that about the first framework that has to do with just messaging. Now, for the next framework, that one has to do with what? Calling. Do you understand? Still the same Google My Business route, but it has to do with what? Calling. So the first pitch is also going to be via message. You will send your icebreaker, just one of those 5 icebreakers that we've mentioned before, these icebreakers. So you send them. So once you are done sending your icebreaker and they respond, then you now send your first speech. Your first speech is also going to be a message. So maybe Ibrahim, we've been researching plumbers in Garki and we came across your profile on Google. Truly, we are impressed. The same similar first message. So you now tell them that, can I send more details? Do you understand? Do you understand? So once you do that, so this is a mistake. So once you send it, you don't need to wait for him to respond. For this one, once you send this message after the first speech, all you just need to do is just call him on WhatsApp. Immediately, whether he sees it or not, whether he has responded or not. Do you understand? Just send this first speech and then call him. So on the call, you are going to introduce yourself. You say, hello, sir. Do you understand? You would have already known if it's a male or female. So you just say, hello, sir, if it's a male, hello, ma, if it's a female. Do you understand? And if you don't know if it's a male or female, just say, hello, sir. Do you understand? So, but if you are talking to an international client, if you have the confidence to talk to the international clients, we mentioned that if you want to talk to international clients, you must have a Skype number. You must purchase a Skype number. That's the first thing. And the second thing is that Skype number is what you use to set up your WhatsApp account. So if you are confident to talk to international clients, fine. Do you understand? So when you are talking to them, all you just need to do is just say hello and you mention their name. So hello James, hello John, hello Chris. Do you understand? You don't need Salma for them. If you use Salma for them, it will look so very weird. So you don't need to do that. So what the next thing you would say is, I should mention this. You don't need to read this in verbatim. If you are reading, anyone that is listening to you will know you are reading. So you don't need to read it. You just need to have an idea of what is there and relate it to them in your own words. Do you understand? So when you are on the call, you don't need to read it. I'm emphasizing this for the sake of Allah. Don't read it. Try to understand what is there and use your own words to express yourself. So you can just tell them that I was messaging you and I thought that. You can see that there is no and there, and I said and I thought that. Do you understand? So the way you would talk is what you should just concentrate on. Just get the idea and just tell them. So, and I thought that it would be easier for me to just call. My name is Ibrahim. Do you understand? So that's how you just relate it to them. So it's also very essential that you practice and you rehearse this thing with someone. So maybe you have a friend or you have a brother or a sister. Just rehearse it with them and practice it such that sometimes you might not even need to look at the script to actually flow. Practice and practice and practice and practice again. Once you want to go for the call, practice and practice. Practice it 10 times, if possible 20 times. Do you understand? Before you go on the call to ensure that it's what is smooth. Do you understand? So the next one is well plumbers get consistent inflow of high quality customers. And the nice part of it is that we don't even have any customer in Gaki. Do you understand? So you see the way I said it is different from what is here. So the nice part of it is we don't have any partner in Gaki. And currently we're actually checking out 10 plumbers in Gaki, and we realized that we could actually work with you. So a lot of people are actually searching for plumbers in Gaki, but Google is not is recommending other companies instead of your company, and it's because your Google is not well optimized. Can I ask you a few questions? So this is it. So what I'm just trying to say is you don't need to read it in verbatim. It just has to be in your words. Understand what is there and just say it in your words. So it's just more like a guide. So say it however it's easy for you. Do you understand? So once you tell them this, so if they say yes, you say, oh great. So the first question you're going to be asking is what is their major source of getting clients or customers? So when they answer that one, then you're also now going to ask the second question, which is on the average, how many projects do they get every month? So and thereafter, you now ask the last question, what is the maximum number of projects they can handle every month? So these are the three questions you're going to ask. Bear in mind, you have to be professional while asking all these questions. You have to be matured with it. And you have to be professional while asking this question because it's very, very key to how they are going to perceive you. So what you now want to do after that is to book an appointment with them. So and what you're going to say is that what I'm going to do is that I'm going to schedule an appointment with you where I'm going to be deep diving into your company. I'm going to be checking out what you're doing wrong and how you can correct them. And I'm also going to be deep diving into your competitors and I'm going to be showing you what they are doing right and how you too can overtake them. So you can see that I all I said here is not exactly what is here in the verbatim. I'm actually just getting the idea and I'm using it in my own words. And the same thing should apply to you too. So you shouldn't just look for a way of reading. If you're reading, anyone that hears will know you're reading. So what you want to do is you want to express yourself naturally and professionally while still following the guide of the script. So the next thing you're going to ask them is tomorrow okay by 6 p.m.? Now, tomorrow okay, you should know a time that will be convenient for you to actually hold the call. So you just tell them that time. Is tomorrow okay by so time? Do you understand? So if they say let you agree on the time. Some of them might say, okay, it's fine. Some of them will say, let's make it 4 o'clock. Then you ask them, where are you going to be around that time? Are you going to be coming back from work or you still be at work? Or do you understand? So they will tell you what they are doing. The idea behind asking that question is some of them might say a time is okay. But in reality, they have an activity. It might be that is the time they are going to pick their children from school. It might be that they are doing something that they won't be able to avoid. So asking them where they will be at that time will actually make them actually check through to be sure that okay, they will be available. Do you understand? So once they say they are available and you agree on the time, you now say, I just want to let you know something. What I'm going to be doing is that I'm going to be going through a lot of research and I'm going to be doing a lot of research on your competition. And I'm going to be creating a system that will allow you to be the number one sought after plumber in Gaki. Do you understand? This thing is a lot of effort from me. It's going to require a lot of effort from me. It's going to require a lot of time from me. It's going to require a lot of resources from me. Do you understand? And I'm going to dash you everything I come up with for free. And this thing, I cannot use it for another person because it's for you alone. Because I'm doing it for your own company alone. Do you understand? Please, I don't want all of these things to be in vain. And if you're not around for the appointment, it means that all I've done is a waste. So please, I want you to be honest with me. Please, can you reassure me that you're going to be available at that time that we agreed? And the person is like to say, yes. So what you are doing is you are committing the person more to let him understand what is at stake so that what they will be able to make sure that they are available for the call. And you now tell them, oh, okay, great. So once it's now time for the call, you would now present these slides to them. Now, the slides for the demo call, I'm going to go through it now. For the demo call, we have another link for it. So for the demo call, that is the second link that we have on our document. So which is this our challenge document. You can see demo call. You can see the link for the demo call. So this demo call here is a what? is the presentation link, because you are going to be presenting slides to them on WhatsApp. So you're going to be presenting slides to them on WhatsApp. WhatsApp now allows you to share your screen, so you can present the slides to them right on WhatsApp. So but before then, you have to prepare your slides. So if you come to your Canva, where you have your Canva, and you click on this link, it's going to show you the template link. Look at it, and it's going to ask you to use the template. So you just say use template for new design. Do you understand? So if look at this thing, oh, you can see it's showing this thing, this box, and it shows Canva. If you don't have Canva Pro, you might not be able to use this link, because a lot of the things we have used on the design are premium content. So for you to be able to use it, make sure you have the Pro account. So for the Pro account, we have already given it to you on the challenge document. If you go up, you see the Canva Pro, see Canva Pro here. So just all you just need to do is add account. When you add account, you can sign in with these details. Let me just show you how it is done. So I'll just open a new tab. I'll go to Canva. I'll click on login. So I don't have a Canva account here. Do you understand? So I'll continue. So it's asking for password, and I'll log in. So it's because I'm not logged in. So once I log in, it's going to show. So what I'm just trying to say basically is, you too, you can use these login details. Do you understand? And you will be able to access Canva Pro yourself too. So it's allowed dollars that actually has that account. So all of us are going to be sharing it together. I've explained this in the past, and you will need to have your own folder. If you come to projects, you create your own folder. Do you understand? You just come to add new, and you click on add folder, and that folder will be under, you call it your name. Do you understand? So all your designs will be making them. Let me just do it for the sake of example. Let me just call this one Ibrahim, and I'll continue. Click on continue. So that folder, if I come here, you can see this is that folder, Ibrahim. You can see. So this is the folder where I'll put all my designs in. You can see other people are already using, they have already named their folders. So there are a lot of people using that. So you too can use it. Do you understand? This Canva Pro is given to you for free by allowed dollars. So whenever you need to do anything that has to do with Pro on Canva, you'll be able to access it. So what we are now going to do is, we're now going to, let me refresh this so that it would load properly. You can see that's loaded properly now. All those boxes are no longer there, and that's because it has recognized that we have a Pro account. You can see. So you now click on use template for new design. So this is the template. So in our case, you are not going to be editing all of the necessary information. This is the place you are going to edit the information. You are going to edit the information here to your own information. So let me just take it one by one. So in our case, if you want to edit it, let's say we're doing the design for this Isaac. Do you understand? Isaac Plumbing Nigeria. So you copy it and you come here. Where is it? Sorry. Okay, this is it. So, and you paste it. Do you understand? So you can reduce the size and extend this so that it will be centralized. You can see. So you can see that's all you need to do. So this is the slide you are going to be presenting to that customer. So you just change it to their name. So for you, you are also going to input your name about and what's your name here. So you input your own company's name. You just say a few information about yourself. Do you understand? Whether it's a Nigerian-based company or just any other thing. It's not compulsory. It is this format. And you mention your years of experience. If you don't want to mention your years of experience, if you have anything, but whatever it is you're going to be mentioning is something that is relevant to what you are actually discussing. So, and you can tell them that you are actually a graduate of, and you must not waste time on this. You actually graduated from maybe a specific school, maybe Unilag or wherever. So it has to just be brief here. You shouldn't spend more than 10-20 seconds here. Do you understand? 10 seconds is enough. You shouldn't spend too much time. So you first show them this. So you're going to share it on WhatsApp. So when you're on the call, this call to you must rehearse it a lot. Look for someone that is your friend around and rehearse this call with them a lot. Do you understand? So you just show them the screen. When you share the screen, you just say and you start talking. So when you start talking, you introduce yourself. So once you introduce yourself, you just okay. So let's deep dive into your business. So the first one is that your current lead generation plan. So the last time we spoke, you told me that your major source of getting clients and customers was through, maybe he told you word of mouth, was through word of mouth. Do you understand? What other things have you done other than this to actually get these results? So you ask him. So you allow him to talk. If he has not done any other thing, I've actually not done any other thing, my brother. Okay, no problem. So you now say, okay. Then on the average, the idea, just as I've said, is of asking this question is to what? To make them feel comfortable with talking with you, for them to feel easy with you. Do you understand? When they are familiar with you, it makes it easier for them to for them to communicate with you. So you now ask, it's still those same questions. So the last time we spoke, you said that on the average, you usually get maybe 5 customers per month. But on your looking at it, do you think this number of customers is enough to foot your bills, or you feel you can actually handle more, or is this the maximum you can handle? Do you understand? You ask them that question. So you now tell them. You also said that the maximum amount of customers you can handle are 50. Is there anything stopping you from handling 100? Or what could it be that you believe will stop you from even handling 200? Yes, if I said, okay, I can give you 200 customers, what's stopping you from handling? I don't have enough apprentices. What if I can help you solve the problem of getting apprentice too, so that you can actually get any amount of apprentice you need? Do you think you can actually manage 200 of your apprentices and all of them will be doing different jobs for you? Yes, now I can do. So these are the questions you just ask. So the idea is just to engage them. So the goal, and as I've said, is to help. So you will see that we are not talking about sales. We are not talking about selling them here. We are just interested in what understanding the status of their business, understanding where they want their business to be. So you now go to the next one. This one, you're now going to tell them that your business on Google. What you're now going to do is you're going to open a new Chrome. Do you understand? It's going to be a new Chrome tab. You'd have opened it down, and this is what you're supposed to do before you actually go on the call. You're meant to have gone to check their ranking on Google. When you search for plumbers in that location, maybe plumbers in Garki, you'd have searched it. Do you know we've searched it before now? So you're going to open, let's just do it. Plumber Garki. So you now search. Oh, sorry. You go to Google Maps. So you now search plumber Garki. Do you understand? You now say that, see, these are different plumbing companies in Garki. So I'm searching, your company is not there. Do you understand? I'm searching, your company is not there. What is this company's name again? I think Isaac or something. See, I'm searching. See, before people will search, when they have found someone they want to work with, see, up to now, I've not seen your company. You can see. You can see. Do you understand? So you start searching. So you let them know that, why isn't your company what? Do you understand? Located on, do you understand? You can see. You can see that people will not even see you when they search for you on Google. You know how many people are searching for plumbers in Google alone? Very many people. And nobody is seeing you. Do you understand? So you go back again. You go back now. Another thing is your Google My Business profile. So you are losing a lot of business. Let me check for your company Google on. So you can search for Isaac. So if you search for Isaac Plumbing, that is company Google. You search for it and you show him on the new tab. This is your company now. Shebi, this is your company now. So you show it to them. So you're going to tell them about their business profile. Like, look at your company now. See, your company does not have a website. It's just your phone number. You don't have email. Do you understand? Look at your review. You just have only one review. If, for example, now, if you come here, look at these people. This one has 11. This one has 14. Look at, these are your competitors, other people. Do you understand? This one has 11. If you see, which one of them will you want to work with? Is this someone that has 15 or someone that has 1? You see that it's someone that has 15 reviews. Imagine you now have 50. Look at this person, Kel Electricals. He has 169 reviews. Do you understand? Is there anybody that will see this kind of person and will not want to work with him? Look at, no other person is having review here. He's the one topping the chart. Do you understand? But you are nowhere to be found now. Look at. Do you understand? So you tell him, you let him understand all of that. So thereafter, you also tell him about their competition. So just the way I've shown him, that see your competition. Look at the people that you are competing with. Look at the people you are competing with. Maybe they have a website. This Wasabi. See, he has website. Do you understand? He has his phone number. Do you understand? You look what you would have done is that you would have looked for those that have their profile properly set up. And that's what you would have done. You know 1 or 2 or 3 of them that, okay, these people, they have their own profile properly set up. And you now say, look at your competition. This person, his own profile is properly set up. Look at, he has website, he has email, he has this, he has that. Look at the reviews, look at images. You look for one that is okay. Do you understand? And you actually show it to them. So based on that, you would have already shown them that, okay, this is what other people are doing. You are not doing it. Look at how you are leaving money to lie on the table. Eh? Abi, what do you think? Do you understand? You go again to their social media platform. You tell them, look at your Facebook. Look at your Facebook now. You've not posted anything since 2021, 3 years ago. People are making good money from Facebook, and you are just missing out on that big money that you could be making on Facebook. You show them. You see them Instagram. See your Twitter. Do you understand? You show them all of those their platforms. Do you understand? You tell them that, see, If anybody wants to give you 100 million naira job, if they check you on Google and they don't see you anywhere, they'll be afraid. But imagine your company, they check your website, is there. They check everything. If they want to give you 20 million naira project, do you think they'll be afraid? They check your email, they will see that your email is professional email, Isaac at isaacplumbing.com. Once they want to give you this person, he knows what he's doing. He has all the social media accounts. Everything is active. He's still posting every day. All his Google. He has 100 Google reviews. Do you understand? You just show them. You let them see all of those things. Do you understand? And you now go on to the next one. So the next one is that you now come to the aspect that has to do with ads. That what is the ad? A ad is the act of actually presenting your what you sell to people so that people will know about it. That the normal way most people used to usually do it, which is the traditional ways, that they will go to radio, they will go to television, they will go and advertise, and it is expensive, very very expensive. You see radio that they will advertise on radio. When they advertise on radio, you will not be able to write the person's number. Why you are struggling to write the number, it has gone. Do you understand? You still be hoping that one day again they will mention that same thing. Do you understand? Someone that wants to work with you. But nowadays we have media ads. These media ads, it is very powerful. With Facebook, Instagram, people would see your ads, your own company on Facebook. They will see your company on Instagram, and they would be able to talk to you. Will come and meet you direct, live and direct, and they will say that, Oga Isaac, come and work with me. Do you understand? You can reach out to millions of people within a day. Do you understand? You can do a lot of things, and the beautiful thing about it is that it's not expensive. If you want to run ads on radio, you know how much you will need? Hundreds of thousands. But you don't need that with Facebook and Instagram ads. Even if you have very little amount, you can still actually run ads on Facebook. Let me show you something. So, which is the second one that has to do with ads library? You show him ads library. Let me show you something. You go to ads library. So you show it to him. You show him Facebook ads library. So what you do is, in this ads library, you are going to change it from Nigeria. You put it to world. You put it to all. Do you understand? Which is all of the world. Do you understand? The category, you make sure it is all ads. Then you now search for plumber. Do you see? So it's going to show you the amount of plumbers. You see 6,300 people are running ads, and you are not one of them. 6,300 people, they are running ads for plumbers. Organ, you are not one of them. You can see that you are missing out. Look at plumbers, different plumbers. See them. Different plumbers, both in Nigeria and all over everyone is running ads. Like big companies like Dangote and all of them, they always run ads to make sure that they are always getting new people into the system. Do you understand? You too, if you want to make money, the kind of money that you will be able to live for your generation, your children's children, to make money, real money, this is what you need. Big companies, this is what they are doing. I'm telling you the big secret. If you can do it, you will make millions. Do you understand? Millions. So you just explain to them that when they click on the ad, what will happen is that it's going to take them to a page where they will have to fill in their information. So that is the same thing I'm going to do for you. I'll design this post for you, different posts, and people will click on it. When they click on it, they will come to that page, they will fill in their information, and they will tell you that, okay, Isaac, I want you to help me to do plumbing work. This is the amount I have. This is the time I want you to do it. Do you understand? And you'll be able to call them that, okay, I received your message on the plumbing work you want to do. Do you understand? I'm coming now. I'll send my boys to come and do it. You will start making good money. So you will need a sales funnel for that. Do you understand? So you explain it to them and you can see that we are considering the result for them. We're not talking, we are just saying, I'll design a sales funnel for you. You're actually letting them understand from the ads library side of things to the funnel side of things, how it works for them and their business. So thereafter, you now go to the next one, which is database reactivation. You will tell them that, see, I'm also going to be sending messages to your customers on WhatsApp. I'll be sending messages to your customers via email, through SMS, wherever is convenient. I will be sending messages to them so that they'll be able to give you reviews. All those your old customers that you've worked with, that you've not been talking to, we will talk to them. We would always be messaging them. We will send messages to them that they will always want you to keep on talking to them. You will give them information and insights about how they can do different things. Do you understand? That has to do with plumbing. I will craft all those messages so that they will always want to interact with you at all times. Such that whenever they think of plumber, it is just you they are thinking of. So this is how we are going to actually just tell him all of this. So all of these interactions must be a two-way interaction between you and the person. So it must not just be that you are just talking. So you should ask questions in between to make them feel engaged. You should also ask to let them know if they understand all what you are saying. Do you understand? So once you are done explaining all of these database reactivation, the fact that you're going to be sending WhatsApp campaigns to them, email campaigns, SMS campaigns to them. Then you now ask them this question that we've actually covered a lot. Does this sound good to you? All of these things I've mentioned, does this sound good to you? So you wait for them to respond. They're most likely to say, ah, yes, it sounds good. So when they answer that, then you also ask them, do you think this will work for you? So you allow them to respond. So when they respond, they ask the question, what do you think will benefit you the most? Out of all the things that I mentioned, which one of them do you think will benefit you the most? So the reason we are asking these questions is so that we'll know what interests them the most. And it is that thing that interests them the most we're also going to be using to actually close them at the end of the day, because that's where their interest lies. And where their interest lies is where we are going to use as our strength whenever they have objections and all of those things. So then you now ask them, is there anything at all that might stop you from applying all of this? So all of these things we have explained that can grow your business. Is there anything whatsoever that you think will stop us from actually implementing all of these things? So what you want to do is you want to listen to them carefully. Do you understand? If you notice some hesitance or the fact that they have some hesitation, then you should listen to what they have to say, and don't just be in a rush to just sell them. Just as I've said, you should try to understand what that problem is and try to find a solution to that problem. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's very essential that you understand the problem they are trying to say and you try to find a solution to the problem. So once you are done and once they answer positively for all of this, then you now go to this place. Now it's very essential that you know that there's no point moving forward if they have objections or they have hesitations regarding any of these questions you have asked here. So you will need to actually solve all of those problems before moving here, because if you don't solve all of those problems before moving forward, it's going to act as a barrier for them to move forward. So you need to be sure that you would have cleared all their questions and you have cleared all their mind regarding any issues or any objections they might have. I'm still going to be explaining how to handle objections. So, but once you are done handling all of those objections, all of those hesitations, all of those reasons that they believe, oh, this will this thing work for me? Do you understand? Then you now move to this slide. So for this one, you're now going to tell them your premium solution. That your premium solution is that you're going to design 5 social media flyers for them. You're going to do their Google My Business optimization. You're going to set up a professional email for them that is going to be free forever. You are going to be setting up 3 SEO blog posts that would allow them to rank on Google. Also, you are going to set up sales funnels and websites if necessary. You're also going to be doing their social media management. You'll be doing their Google My Business management, and you'll be doing their Facebook and Instagram ads. So you tell them all of this. So once you're done telling them all of this, you now let them know the price for each and every one of them. So these prices are prices you too can change. So it's not as if it's a fixed amount. So you tell them the value that normally for this you charge this, normally you charge this, normally you charge this for all of this. So and that the value, the actual value of everything all together is actually 1 million naira. Do you understand? So you tell them that, and thereafter you now tell them that because you are the one actually going out to meet them, not that they are the ones coming to meet you. So you are going to actually do it for them at a far lesser price of 300,000. But if they have maybe a friend that also wants to do something like this and they refer that friend to me, the amount I'm going to charge them is this 1 million naira. This is my standard price. Do you understand? So, but this 300,000 naira is a slashed price because I'm the one coming to meet you. Do you understand? So you allow them to talk. So if they have any objections or anything, you would know. So I'm still going to explain how you're going to be handling objections and everything. So and thereafter, you're going to also let them know everything that is going to be included. You tell them that it's also going to their payments will include their domain costs. It's also going to include their website hosting. It's also going to include their Facebook and Instagram ad costs and all other things. And that there are no additional payments, no hidden charges or anything. So if they are sold on it, do you understand? They are going to actually pay. So another thing you can do is that before the call, you should prepare an invoice for them. So once you tell them this price, this is the price, you just tell them that you would send them an invoice now. So while they make the payment, so I just send it to them and you hold on for them on the call. Don't let them leave the call. Make them make that payment right on the call. They will transfer the money to you on the call. So the next thing, let's go back to our sales combo. So So this is where we were. Sorry, no, not here. So it was the second framework. So the GMB second framework. That was where we were. This demo call. So this is where we were. Do you understand? So for the SMM door, it's just similar to the version one. It's just some set of messages. So it's similar to it. Do you understand? So you have the first message, second message, third message, and the fourth message. The same thing applies to the website too. So you have your first message, your second message, your third message, and also your fourth message. Do you understand? So what is essential for you to understand is that depending on wherever door you want to go in through, you can always use this second framework for it. What I'm saying is that this second framework that is for Google My Business, you can also use the same framework for also the SMM door. You can use that same framework for the website door. Do you understand? So if you see if you look at this SMM, if you look at the first speech, you can see that let's say Ibrahim, we've been researching plumbers in, let's say, Garki, just as we did, and we came across your Google profile. Truly, we're impressed. You can say it's very similar to what we have. So, however, because it is the SMM door, what you will now be saying that is wrong is that your social media pages are not well optimized, and this will impact your integrity and how potential clients will value you. You can see. Can I send out to improve it? So the message here is centered around the SMM, that's the social media management. Do you understand? So the same thing applies to the second message. The second message is about the social media. The social media pages are missing the pillar content, this pillar contents. So and you are going to have all of these messages there. So and just as we said in the initial GMB, you have to check for each of them, which of them actually applies to the customer you are talking to. So the same thing applies with the fourth message and also the fifth message. And as for the website dot is similar. You can see. So what the message you will have is you don't have any functional website for your business, and this will impact your integrity and how potential clients will value you. So this is the one for the website side of things. You can see, and the same thing applies with the second message. So this one has to do with a functional website. So you can see third message, fourth message, and also fifth message. So if you are going to also be using the what do I call it this framework for pitching them, which is that has to do with the demo call. All you just need to do is send the first message, and once you call them, the process is going to be exactly the same. You don't need to bother yourself about any other thing. The process will be the same. So now that we understand all of this, we're now going to be going to objection handling. So objection handling is the act of handling those things, those questions, those hesitations that your potential clients might have in a constructive manner while solving their problem and relating that your solution to this to the problem that they've mentioned. So I'm going to be showing you how this is done. So if we go back to our challenge sheet, you would see that the last document there is objection handling doc. So we're just going to copy this objection handling copy, and then you open a new tab and you paste. So for this objection handling, okay. So for this objection, and just like every other document, you can make a copy, click make a copy, and you rename it. So the choice is yours. But if you don't need to edit it, you don't need to make a copy. But if you think you want to edit it, then it will be good to make a copy. I showed you how to do that earlier on. So for the objection handling, the very first thing you must know about objection handling is that you are not interested in closing if they are not interested in your service. Do you understand? There is no point wasting your time if they are not interested in your service. You can't force them in. Do you understand? You can't force someone to help them. No, it doesn't work. So when you ask those questions and they tell you this doesn't sound like something that is good for you, then there's no point moving forward. Do you understand? Just leave them. Do you understand? Just say, okay, if you think it's not good enough for you, I wouldn't like us to waste our time. So let's just call it a day. So, but you can always maintain good relationship with them. It doesn't mean that you hang up on them or anything. But what you just need to do is just tell them that, oh, if you feel this doesn't sound like something that can work for you, okay, that's absolutely fine. So I wouldn't like to waste my time and your time. So we'll just be talking later. Bye. And you just hang the call. And after the call, you send them a message appreciating them for their time and looking forward to working with them sometimes later in life. So and that's all. So once that concept is understood, so you don't force the sale. Do you understand? Once they need it, you would see it, and you can always be there to help. So the very first thing is that you must ensure that before you go into closing them, they must show interest. That's basically what I'm just trying to say. So when you are done with whatever presentation you've made, you must ensure that they show interest in what you have to offer. And that's why we have those questions like, does all this sound good to you? So they will tell you yes. Or like, do you even think this would work for you? So the reason we're asking these questions is to be sure that that they have interest in what you have to offer, that they're actually interested in you helping them grow their business. Do you understand? So you can ask them questions like, do you even think this is going to even work for you in the first place? Do you think that this is different from what you've tried out in the past? So like, you've mentioned before that what you usually do is just door knocking. Do you think this system I'm introducing you to, do you think is actually going to actually is actually different from what you've done in the past? Do you understand? So you ask these questions. These are questions that will require them to say a yes, and you want them to be saying a yes, showing that, "Ah, of course, I'm interested." That's the goal. So, just as I've said, the goal is for them to show interest. It is very, very essential that they show interest, that they want what you have to offer before you proceed to anything that has to do with the sale. Now, when you are handling objection, the very first thing you need to do is to ensure that you find their biggest objection. What's that their biggest reasons why they feel they might not want to move on with what you have to do before thinking of closing, before you think of actually presenting the price to them. You must actually prepare them mentally to be ready, and you must overcome all hesitations, all problems that might see that, or emphasis that might stop them from actually going on with the sale. You must handle them carefully and understand them and actually help them solve those problems. Do you understand? An example of that is someone saying that, I'm not sure this thing is going to work for me. Then you can ask them, why do you think it's not going to work for you? Maybe they had actually tried something like that in the past. Do you understand? They say, it's because I've actually done something. This Facebook ads thing. I know someone that has actually come to meet me, and he has actually done something like this thing that you are doing, and it did not work. So you see that this is an objection that the person have, that I've actually done something like what you are saying in the past, and it actually didn't work. So you can give them a similitude that yes, it didn't work probably because of maybe the competence of the person you worked with. Is like saying that, for example, where you're sick and you go to a doctor, if the first doctor you went to meet didn't actually help you with your ailment, does it mean that if you go to another doctor, that doctor is not going to help you cure the ailment? You understand? You ask them question, you say it doesn't mean that. Yes, it's just that maybe that doctor, that first doctor, doesn't actually know much about that ailment or something. So that's the same thing. So these skills, we know them better than each other. So just the way one doctor can be better than another doctor, the same thing applies to this skill too. We are better than each other. I have done this thing and I have experience regarding getting results for people. The only reason I'll have the confidence to come and meet you is because I know I can help you. And that's genuinely what I'm interested in. I want to see your business grow. So when you tell them all of this, you will see that they would actually feel easier. You will see that they will actually feel easier and lighter to want to actually just work with you. So, but you must handle their objections. You must clear their mind. Their mind must be clear before you tell them anything that has to do with the sale, before you tell them anything that has to do with the money. So after you are done actually selling to them, you are going to have three categories of people. So the first category of people are those people that say yes and they are ready to proceed. Those people, just sign them up, send them your account details, send them the invoice, and let them pay right on the call. So the second category of people are the maybes. Those people that would actually have one or two excuses, and they are the most common. They are the ones that will tell you that they need more time, or they have some fears or concern, or they want to tell their partners because they're not the owner of the business and they want to discuss with their partners. Do you understand? You must handle the objection on the call. And for example, for someone that says that he needs more time, you can ask him, why do you think you need more time to do this? Is it that you are not certain this can be the best decision for your business? He can say, yes, I want to just think more about it. So if he says he wants to think more about it, you cannot ask that, where exactly do you want to think more about? Because this system actually works. So where exactly do you want to think more about? So if he says that I'm looking at one or two things, do you understand? He would actually tell you what it is. And after a while, he himself will say that actually there's really not much to think about. It's just actually having an excuse. You can also tell him that like this is a lifetime opportunity. You might actually never have the opportunity to get this again. So like why would you want to just say because you want to think about it? And what you want to think about is something we can actually discuss together. Or you can just tell them that, oh, you want to think about it. Why don't we think about it together so that I can actually even advise if it's actually going to be worth it for you? What do you think about that? So this is another way to handle if they say they want to think about it. Another question or objection that they might have is that they want to talk to their spouse. If they say they want to talk to their spouse, for example, so how do you handle that kind of objection? Or that they have a business partner they want to talk to. You can ask them that, why exactly do you want to talk to your business partner? Is it that they will object to taking a decision that would grow your business? That I know every business partner would want the growth of the business, and this could actually see you making times five of this normal sales you are making. So I strongly believe that your business partners would actually agree to this. Do you understand? So, and if they say that, but they want to make sure that their business partner is in the know, you tell them that, you know what, because you want to you are targeting just 10 people in their in their area doing the same thing. You want them to actually lock it in. So they would make a commitment of maybe 25,000 or 50,000. So they will make a commitment of 50,000, and with that 50,000 commitment, they won't need to that you won't need to contact anybody. So once they are done, whenever they decide with their partners, then you can always continue with the deal. So that way you won't need to contact anybody pending the time they give you the results. So this is another way to actually make them commit. So basically the idea is you want to make them commit financially on the call without actually leaving. Do you understand? Because you have that singular opportunity to have their attention. If they leave the call, a lot of them are going to ghost you. So most of those common concerns and excuses, you should convert them into actually making a commitment. So, and the last set of people are those that are going to tell you no, of that they are not interested or they cannot afford it. Those people are time wasters. Don't waste your time with them and don't waste their time. Just tell them that, okay, thank you for your time, and you just leave the phone. Do you understand? So a good thing to understand is that the idea is to help them. Do you understand? So, and most of them are will be giving you excuses because many people are resistant to change. So you must understand this human psychology. So your goal is to help them help themselves because these systems actually work. So, and if they can get to go into the system and you can help them to set up these systems, they would see results in their businesses. So you are there to help them. So you are there to help them make those decisions. You are there to help them overcome their excuses. So that's the way you should see it. It's not just about making a sale. So it's about actually helping them grow their business. Do you understand? So, and that's why it is essential you ask them the question and you will see them closing themselves right on the call. So whenever they have objections, you should just ask them, okay, why do you think you need this? Do you understand? It's because so you would actually just discuss like someone that is actually giving someone a sincere advice. And by the time they realize that they're just giving excuses, you like, this is an opportunity to actually grow your business. You've never seen this opportunity in the last 5, 10 years. And these opportunities come but once. Why would you want to visit? Do you understand? So you must just always go around it in it because it will never be the same for any two situations. So, but what is very essential is that you understand the psychology. So once you understand the psychology, you'll be able to go around different situations as necessary. So I'm going to be going through a situation wherever they say yes and they're ready to proceed. So if they say yes, they're ready to proceed, or great, let's do it, or anything positive. So what you say is great. So I'm going to send account details and you pay. I've explained this before. So then if they say I'm pretty sure I'm going to do it, just need to. So whatever it is that they say they need to, do you understand, is just an excuse. So you need to help them, or objection, you need to help them overcome it. You can tell them that that's awesome. I'm excited to work with you. So you can see to reserve your spot, we can collect the deposits now. I've explained this in the past. So once you've talked to your partner or made the necessary arrangements, we can proceed with the remaining. So all of that are just basically objections, excuses. So you want to make sure that you actually make them make a commitment. That way, they would still want to continue to go all in. Do you understand? So another one might be, I don't have all that 300,000. Oh. Do you understand? You can tell them that no problem. I can actually split the payments for you. So you can make a 50% payment right now. Do you understand? Once we have the project started and everything is going as planned, then you can make the balance payments. Do you understand? So the basic idea behind handling objection is that you must agree with them. Agreeing with them is one of the core fulcrum of any objection. So if someone says that you need to speak with their spouse, don't say, you don't need to speak with your spouse. No. Rather, you should say, oh, I agree with you that you need to speak with your spouse. Or if they say they need to speak with their partner, you say, oh, I agree with you that you need to speak with your partner. After all, they all have an equal share in your business. Do you understand? Whenever you agree with them, it reduces their objection. So you have to agree with them. I understand that you have to speak with your spouse. I agree with you that you actually need to speak with your spouse. They are actually business partners. They have a stake in the business. And any decision that has to do with the business, they should know. So you agree with them. Do you understand? When you are agree with them, you now give them another way out, and that would be like, okay, you should make a part payment. Do you understand? Okay, but I said earlier on that we're actually targeting 10 plumbers in Gaki. So I want you to lock it in so that I won't target any other plumber in your area. If not, I'll be forced to actually maybe target other competitions. So what I want you to do is actually just lock your spot in by paying maybe 50,000 naira. So with that 50,000 naira, whatever decision you make, if at the end of the day you and your partner agree that you don't want to go ahead with it, then I can always just refund it. Do you understand? So, but basically, the idea is to lock them in to make a commitment. Do you get it? And I mean, if you tell them that you can refund it later on, then it has nothing to, as in lose. So, like, okay, let me just lock it in. Do you get? So, the idea is to, whenever they have an objection, understand that objection, agree with them on that objection. When you agree with them on that objection, it makes them feel easy. And when they feel easy, you now give them a solution, do you understand, that will lead to a sale. So, so you must understand this principle. No matter how stupid the excuse is, no matter how flimsy it is, you must agree with them on that excuse. Do you understand? So this is an example for if they need more time or they have other concerns. These are examples. Let's say, for example, they say, "Let me think about it, and I'll get back to you." So you can tell them that, "Well, I completely understand. While we are still on the call, why don't you take a few moments to think it through? I'm here to answer any questions you may have." So this is another way to handle it. Do you understand? Another one could be, "Sure, I understand you need some time. Can you let me know which specific parts that you are hesitant about? I want you to address any concerns you may have." Do you understand? So all of these are ways to undo the same objection. Another way is, do you think making this decision will bring you closer to your goal or is going to take you further away from it? Do you understand? So, but the idea is basically agreeing with them based on what they say. So, if they say they want to think about it, the reality is they're just looking for excuse. So, you should understand that, okay, that is an excuse, but you don't need to tell them it's an excuse. You don't need to be rude about it. You let them understand that, "Oh, I agree that you actually need to think about it. It's about your business." Do you understand? So, but what exactly do you think you need to think about? We can actually think about it together. I mean, I have years of experience as helping businesses. I could actually suggest give you a number of insights, and actually, we could actually look for a way out of wherever it is that could be a problem. So basically, it's just going to be an easy glide between both of us, just discussing what the problem is, agreeing with them on whatever it is they want to do, and being a part of it. And at the end of the day, we are going to form a synergy, and we're going to have a sale. So another thing could that you can say is, okay, I understand that you need to think about it. So may I ask what are the things you are most afraid of that is affecting you from moving forward? So this is another way to it. But the first part is first agreeing with them on whatever it is they bring forth. And the second thing is you can push any of all these questions. So any of all these questions will actually help them have a clearer picture and a clearer mind regarding making the decision. Do you understand? So another thing you can say is, there's no problem. I just want to confirm that you are definitely going to be on board. So you need more time to think about it, or is this something else that you think I can help about? So this is also another way. So this is it. So this is an example for if they want to consult with their partner. So if they say, I'll have to discuss with my partner, my wife, my manager, and the rest. So you tell them, "Sure, I understand." Just out of curiosity, what do you think they might not like about the development that is about to happen to your business? So you can ask them that kind of a question. That what are the things that you think they might not like about it? Do you understand? So this is another one. So if they are requesting for reference or case studies, that do you have any references or anything, you can tell them, certainly. You have to be very professional. All through the call, you shouldn't be casual. You must be professional, and you must discuss and you must present yourself as someone that is very professional and confident. So you can tell them, certainly, I can send you some references. But before I do that, is there anything specific you would like to know, or do you have any specific questions that you would like to ask or you would need from me? So these are just ways you can handle different objections. So if they say, for example, that it's too expensive, so you can ask them that, okay, what's I understand that it might be out of budget for you at the moment. Okay, but what price do you feel comfortable with? How much do you think you can pay for all of this? So, and they will tell you the amount they can actually pay for it. So, and based on that, if you see that it's an amount you can actually receive for that service, it's fine. So then another one is, it didn't work for them before that. Maybe they've tried something similar out. So do you understand? So if they say they've tried such and such out and it didn't work for them, maybe they can say, I've tried that Facebook ad before. It did not work. Oh. So I don't think this thing you are talking about will work for you. So the very first thing is what you agree with them. So I understand that it did not work for you in the past. But do you think the issue could have been an issue of a specific platform, or do you think it's an issue that has to do with the concept itself? that okay, it's not working for you? Do you think is an issue that has to do with the way Facebook works, or is it an issue that has to do with the whole concept, the idea and the concept that I've presented to you? Where do you think the problem could have come from? And they're likely to tell you that it's likely to be with maybe the platform. And then you now say, okay, you can now also ask that when you actually did it, if did you do it yourself or did someone do it for you? They say they did it themselves. Do you now ask them how much experience did you have when you were trying it out yourself? Do you understand? You now tell them, okay, so do you think that if an expert were the one that handled that aspect of things, you think you would have had a better result than it being someone that is an amateur that's only done it? I mean, that might even be the first time of he or she trying it out. Do you think there will be a difference in results? You can see the way we're actually going to engage them. Do you understand? So this is another one that can you think of the factors that affected your results? So you said you've tried it before. What are the things you think affected the results that you had the other time that didn't give you the results you needed? Do you understand? So you can now tell them that these things are proven strategies that big businesses actually use. Do you understand? Many customers in your industry are actually using this. That's many other people, many other plumbers in your industry are actually using these platforms and they are making big money out of it. So you need to understand that these strategies work. So if you didn't get the results, maybe you actually did one or two things wrong. And that's why I'm now here in the picture as a professional to help you get the best results. So you can see how we are handling all of these objections that they may have. We agree with them. And after that, we actually trash out that problem by actually analyzing what specifically could have been the issue. Do you understand? They could also say that they've actually been burnt before, that they've worked with someone like you and they had very bad experience. Do you understand? You agree with them. I completely understand, and I'm really sorry to hear that you've had such a bad experience. However, do you believe that with the right partnership and the right team, this can work for you? That do you believe that okay, if you have the right partnership, if you have the right team, if you have the experts that actually get results, do you think this will work for you? So, and you can also say something like, just like any industry, there are individuals with varying levels of integrity. I suggest not letting a bad investment deter you from investing in a good one. I'm confident that we can help you. What do you think? So, these are ways you can handle the bad experience. Just like the way I gave you an example of a bad doctor, a doctor that was less experienced to a doctor that is more experienced. So, all of these are all ways you can handle their objections. So, so they can also say that for now we are not willing to go. We have enough customers that we can handle. It's possible. What if they say, okay, we have as much as we can handle at the moment? So you can also respond to them by saying, oh, I understand you have enough customers at the moment and you're not looking to grow your business or increase the amount of sales you are making. Do you understand? So, but why do you think you might not be able to handle more? Do you understand? You can ask them that. So it might be that the amount of workers I have at the moment are actually all booked. So I don't think I can actually handle more than I am handling now. So you cannot ask them, what if we devise a system that would help you increase your staff base by even times two, and at the end of the day you'll be able to increase your revenue? What do you think about that? So you can see how we are handling all of this. Do you understand? So, and another way you can do it is that, okay, you can ask them that, okay, I understand it's not from your business goals to actually increase your customer base, but what other business goals are you currently working on? If there's something I can help out with. Do you understand? So all of these are ways that you can handle the objections, and when you handle the objections, would end up leading to a sale. You should bear in mind that our goal when we are responding to these questions is to first have empathy and understand, and tell them that you understand the place that they are coming from, and thereafter you now try to address those issues they have. Do you understand? Intelligently, while also giving or preferring a solution. Do you understand? So if you understand this idea, if you understand this psychology, and you'll be able to overcome a lot of objections, and you'll be able to help your clients or your prospective clients make informed decisions, and you'll move them closer to their goals. So it's good you understand the metrics. So from experience, one in every 20 that you try to contact would actually book a demo call, which is like 5%. So, and two in every 10 of those that you have a demo call would actually end up being customers that you close, which is a 20%. So if you use the system well, these are the metrics you should be targeting. Some of you might actually have far better than this. Do you understand? But one in every 20 that gives you a positive response will actually appear on the demo call. And two in every 10 would end up being customers that would be closed. So this is all about the sales combo system. We are now going to be going in subsequent videos into the nitty gritty of the service delivery, all the things, all the skills that you need to deliver each and every aspect of this sales combo. We're going to be putting you through it, inshallah, and you'll see how easy it actually is. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blesses our efforts, and He grants us the very best in this world and the next. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت ونستغفرك ونتوب إليك والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.